Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack and today I am driving a 1926 Pierce Arrow Model 80. Up front is a 4.75 liter inline 6 and down below is a 3-speed manual transmission. Now I was super excited to have the opportunity to drive a Pierce Arrow for two reasons. First of all, while thrifting for artwork in my new house, I found this old-timey ad for a Pierce Arrow, so now after seeing it every morning during breakfast in my kitchen, I get to drive one. The second reason is the fact that a Pierce Arrow was my grandfather's first car. Now, he bought it second, third, or probably fourth hand in the 1950s, but it was still part of my family's story. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. But let's get back to the 289.9 cubic inch inline 6. Well, that was a decently small engine for Pierce Arrow. They offered many 8-cylinder engines and even later 12-cylinder engines during their lifetime, which went from 1901 until 1938. This was the Series 80 chassis, which was Pierce Arrow's attempt at a mid-size car. They were more known for full-size luxury, but wanted to test out more affordable markets, so the 6-cylinder would do. The car was originally priced at around $7,000 before the coach work, which is nearly $125,000 in 2024 money. So affordable is always relative. Like I said, paired to it is a manual transmission. The interesting thing about it was the clutch. The clutch actually has a brake at the end of it since it was mechanically operated and not hydraulic. At a stop, you fully engage the clutch. However, while moving, you only half engage the clutch. Otherwise, you'll hit the clutch brake and everything loses momentum. It was kind of tricky to drive. However, the owner, Greg, was nice enough to let me take it off museum property and open it up. It is rear-wheel drive and it handled 50 miles an hour like any modern car would. Third gear felt endless with plenty of passing power without shifting. The engine was rated at 70 horsepower, but you could have fooled me. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of you, you get a speedometer, odometer, trip odometer, which is laughably only 2 digits, and an amperage gauge, oil gauge, ignition switch, lights, key, and a primer, which drips a little bit of gas on the intake since the engine doesn't have a choke. The steering wheel has timing and throttle on it, and the pedals are in the standard layout. Of course, the Pierce Arrow also fails the big friggin' bottle test. Alright, so I'm in the back of a Pierce Arrow, which is so incredibly cool. We do have some handles here for this window, and we can actually roll down this window. It's old, I don't want to jinx it or anything, but there's a giant roll for this whole window to come down. This is the part with a roof, so we get a bunch of luxury features back here. Cigarette lighter and ashtray. Handles everywhere. We get tables that pop out, or leg rests, whatever you want to use it as. Very, very cool. This is just absolutely the coolest to be in the back of a Pierce Arrow. Look at this. Look at this mirror. Oh my God. The attention to detail. So cool back here. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and this is what made this car special. This is a coach-built Series 80 that was built by Durham Coach Builders in Pennsylvania. It is the only one ever made from Durham on the Series 80 chassis. Because the Series 80 was the smaller chassis, no one would cheap out on the chassis, but then spend the extra thousands of dollars to get the vehicle coach built. But Miss Helen did. More on her later. The biggest giveaway is the headlights are no longer on the fenders. Pierce Arrow's signature style was to put the headlights on the front fenders. However, Durham wanted a different look to stick out from regular Pierce Arrows, so they went for a more traditional headlight placement. The car also featured an open cockpit but sealed passenger compartment, which was more common for chauffeur-driven vehicles at the time. This is also missing the signature Pierce Arrow hood ornament because Miss Helen's chauffeur opted for the new at the time temperature gauge. So who was Miss Helen? Well, in short, she was a wealthy real estate tycoon born in Cook County, Illinois. If you would like to read her full story, you can pause the video here. The car would spend its life transported between the Midwest and Bar Harbor, Maine, my favorite place on earth. Aside from the new valves and springs, this car has never been restored or modified. Pierce Arrow was acquired by Studebaker in 1928, who aimed to keep the car a luxury brand marquee. As time went on, Pierce Arrow refused to sell a car that was available to non-wealthy owners, which led to the company's demise. By 1938, they could no longer pay off their debts, and so they had to close their doors. Huge thank you to Greg from the Pierce Arrow Society for pulling his museum piece out for me to drive. This was an incredible honor and privilege, and it meant the world to me that over a year ago, I saw this car in the museum on a recreational trip with my family, and now I got to drive it. Greg was wonderful, and we did a full walkthrough of the Pierce Arrow Museum if you're interested in learning more. Also, please go check out the Pierce Arrow Museum at the Gilmore Auto Museum in Hickory Corners, Michigan. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.